I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because I've been sleeping late, you know, or my sleep schedule is messed up, but I can only sleep for a couple of hours. These days, I find myself sleeping for like 2 hours, even if I'm tired. Sleep for 2 hours and then wake up. You know, I was just asleep right now and woke up. Boom. So that's the reason why. That's the reason I'm always awake at night. And I go to sleep at 9, 10. Then I wake up like 2 hours later, 3 hours later. Not sure why, but I'm kidding. That's not the reason. You know. But yeah, I can only I'm able to sleep for 2, 3 hours, four sometimes hours. You know, these days. Maybe it's because I don't even set an alarm. Maybe it's because I tell myself. In my mind I tell myself, okay, I want to wake up during the night. I want to wake up after 3 hours, after 4 hours, and then I wake up without even setting an alarm. Just wake up. Nice. It's interesting. It's interesting that if you really want to do something, it you are able to do that thing. Not even talking about waking up. No. Like anything, you know, anything. But I'm gonna make an example with sleeping. You know, no matter how tired I am, right? If I really want to wake up, for example, if I'm writing an exam, the next day, and let's say the exam is at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was studying all night, and I slept. Let me see. I slept. I slept. Around 2 o'clock in the morning. So that's what 7 hours till the exam starts. 7 hours, is it? 9 minus 2, 8, 7. Yeah, 7 hours until the exam starts. Then I sleep from 2 to like, okay, yeah, and then I sleep at 2, and then of course I'll set an alarm because I'm writing an exam. But in my mind, I still tell myself that I want to get up early, so that I prepare to go to school for the exam, and then I sleep, and then when I wake up, before the alarm goes off. And I wake up panicking. I'm like, huh, waking up, you know, before the alarm goes off, of course you're gonna panic because you're gonna think you missed the alarm. It's like what the, but I didn't hear the alarm go off. You know, and then you check at the time. You look at the time. You find out you're early. You woke up earlier than the alarm. So, and then you relax. You know, you have some free time. You have some extra time now to prepare. And, you wake up, you do a thing, boom. But yeah, not sure if you can hear me, but yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. You know, call me crazy, but I'm one of those people who believe, the, the mind is capable of so much more than what we already can do. Bro, the mind is capable of so much more, man. Not just reminding, um, not just panicking or reminding yourself of waking up or something like that, but I just believe the mind is capable of so much more. You know, you just have to, I guess, you know, give yourself proper training. You know, give yourself training according to you know what you what kind of, I guess, ability or skill you want to unlock in your mind, I guess. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. But I'm not talking on some, on like some movie kind of, you know, stuff here, some movie superpowers. No, I'm talking like like basic normal things, but a bit, a bit, what, something a little impressive, not exaggerating like the movies, like in the movies, but something pretty interesting, something cool, you know. But yeah, the mind, I think the mind is, man, it's a it's a tool that can be, if humans learned you know, how to use the mind's abilities, to the next level, I guess. I believe we can unlock so much potential. I believe we can do so many amazing things in life because everything is, it starts in the mind, my friend. It starts in the mind. You know, first you have to think, and that's the thing. Before you react, first you have to think. First you think, subconsciously, and then something happens. Those are your thoughts get processed. Take some time for you to process some things, and then you can finally react. Yeah. What if you are able to just, the moment you pick up on a signal, in your mind, the moment you think of something, you immediately do that thing. You know, what if you were able to do that? Not come up with something and then think about it and then decide to do it. No. What if you were able to actually do that thing immediately? Immediately as you think of that thing, you know, skipping the deciding the deciding process. Just you think of that thing and then you are able to do it immediately. Jesus Christ, bro. Not sure if I'm making sense here. Listen, if you know, you know. If you understand, you understand. If you don't understand, then I don't know, man. But I just feel like I'm talking nonsense. But obviously in my head, I know what I'm saying. Boom, boom. It's just that when the words I'm saying, I can't explain effectively. So, but yeah, let me cut this video short, man. It didn't even mean to take this long, but if you know, you know. If you know, you know. But anyways, I'll talk to you later. Talk to you later. Yeah, peace.